Hi, it's Joy, and today we're watching The Witcher Season 3, Episode 4, The Invitation, which I'm guessing means the invitation to the Conclave Yennefer's planning, which is a brilliant idea. I just think too many of the people that are coming are going to have such big plans of their own that they're never going to agree to do things for the common good because they care about what they want instead of what is best for everybody. I have loved the season so far. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and let's go. Is she dreaming? Yes. Oh, he's fucking dreaming.
No? Well, you did what I asked you to do without hesitation.
Of course, I'm so dumb in the last one wondering what his plan was, but of course he wanted him to kill because he knew they were friends to try and prove his loyalty. I'm dumb. Susan just making me dumb.
Then you cleaned up your mess.
How do you know you're doing the right thing?
God, he believes in him so much.
When you have finished this, let go of the questions.
Sure, that's a healthy way to live.
Done. Together.
I would like to thank all of you, not only for your cooperation now.
She's really grown and learnt. She really has.
This conclave is my first step on the path of regaining your trust. If we are to unite the continent,
I love you,
let me be
Yennefer.
clear.
You have no viable reason to go against her in public, at least.
I thought you said it wasn't safe because of what you saw in the castle.
It's the best option for all of us.
It's not safe, but we can be on guard.
And I said some things to Yennefer that I regret.
She'll forgive you.
Just say you're sorry, sweetheart.
Perhaps you're struggling because you're scared of your abilities.
She has reason to be.
Maybe.
But if she can learn to control them, she doesn't need to
who
be.
you are and your power. You'll be able to access it whenever you wish.
Listen to your dad.
It's new. It's a gift from Vilgefortz.
It's not a good thing.
He says it's for protection. I say it's for love.
It's not. It's for murder or spying or...
Somewhere Philippa is...
I'll deliver my invitation to her in person. Groveling is the sincerest form of manipulation.
Jilla, another novice has gone. Elizabeth, her room is empty.
So is it not novice? It's like necessarily look like Ciri, but he's like making them look like
The
her?
rooms are empty.
She's the reason I'm doing all of this.
Yeah. She somewhat has everything you almost had, but you never really had a chance at.
I know these girls. This feels like something else. All of them are half-elven. This can't be a coincidence.
What are you thinking?
Someone's doing something to them. Stay safe when you research
I
this,
think they've been
please.
taken by force.
Well, if it isn't
Yay.
my favorite pocket-sized princess, how are you? How are the lessons going?
Tread lightly around the magic lessons.
He's not actually talking about my lessons. He's talking about your lessons in smiling.
He's convinced there's a monster in the water.
Well, there's a witcher and a
I'm
half.
gonna go around the gulf.
We're witches.
Bless her.
Is that so?
Time of year and the depth of water in this part of the North Sea. I doubt it's anything that dangerous. Maybe a
Sorry.
kelpie. What about my hunting skills?
Exactly.
My ability to protect myself? I wouldn't want that to rust, would you?
She is his daughter.
If we kill your monster, will you accept that as payment for the passage?
Ah, you've got yourself a deal.
I love your Uncle Yaskin.
They were here. Real.
Is there a way she can close the
What do they
portal?
want here? Who is that Yaskin?
His rival.
Ah, today just got better.
Oi.
She is her parents' child.
You'll be well camouflaged.
What makes you so sure they're a he? Women can be arseholes too.
I reckon that's the rogue mage.
What is
Possibly.
your agenda here, Yennefer?
What is your agenda here, Vilgefortz?
Aside from how she's softer now, more trusting, open.
Which is not necessarily a good thing with this man.
Your kindness is unsettling. The procession has started.
She's a
In the
happier
portal
version
remains.
of herself.
Let's go.
I don't trust this man though.
If we're to lure it into proximity, we can strike from above without any harm or damage to the ferry or anyone on board. Right?
Right.
He's so proud.
Let's talk about why you're struggling with your magical abilities.
Yes, parenting
Why
time.
do my witching skills really would have been a better conversation. Maybe it's better to govern with steel alone.
Don't deny a part of yourself, sweetheart.
A life, however, a life has real meaning. It's warm skin and a beating heart.
You're such a good
Only
dad.
taken as a last resort.
Yeah.
Right. I think you'll make an excellent one.
Oh. Bless.
And to assure you that the incident at the Abbey was misguided. Serving nobility is a mage's greatest purpose. I also wanted to invite Philippa as an honored guest at the Conclave of Mages. In times like these, monarchs
You
need
go,
more
Jennifer.
protection, like the Brotherhood offers.
Completely unnecessary, my lord.
Just look at your darling wife's fate.
I insist she attend.
You go, Jennifer.
And Dijkstra. And Radovid.
Oh, fucking
I
hell.
won't take no for an answer.
Really? They're just like, let us be.
You're going to disturb the Eshna.
That's the point, my dear. And are you quite sure it's an Eshna? I am beloved by all.
Oh, he's
and
about
have
to be
no enemies.
eaten by an Eshna. Yep. Well, not quite. Yaskin. I love them working together. He's letting her train, letting her practice, letting her have a go. Oh, my team. Still training. Ooh, gross. There she is, just like her dad. Lovely. She's so proud of herself.
I'm proud of you, Siri.
Yes, he is. Did someone interfere with her portal?
Jennifer.
What is happening? Someone interfered with her portal. Someone interfered with the portal, but who? The maid? The evil mage? They did track her, because Vilgefortz didn't do a very good job of keeping her safe. She's...
I need to talk to Tisea.
No.
Ooh.
Something is going on here. Something's
She doesn't trust everyone.
I know you want this conclave to bring us together, but
There is a small sinister force here. There is something very wrong here.
Bringing Ciri here. That's a bad idea.
You know when I was most dangerous? When I was desperate
Yes, but
and powerless?
I know, my love, but people are kidnapping elven girls.
That will not happen to her.
No.
Not as long as I'm around.
That's why she's so fiercely desperate for her to come here. Triss, show her the book. Tell her the missing novices. You can trust Yennefer, because Triss doing it by herself scares me.
In that castle, I found young women who were part of some horrific experiment. Their bodies, there's nothing I want more than to return to our normal life. But
we have to protect more of these women from getting hurt.
That's exactly where her brain would go straight to.
Find the mage who's behind this.
Mm-hmm. That's all Ciri. You live your best life.
Whilst he tells me about the boats.
So, the intrepid explorers have arrived. You look like you had quite the adventure.
Oh, Ciri immediately hands in pockets defensive. And she's like...
You stink. Excellent. So you'll be looking after Ciri tonight.
What? I shouldn't have left.
No, you really shouldn't.
Sorry.
I shouldn't have given you a reason to leave. I'm sorry.
I love
Let's never do
them.
that again.
Yes. It's a learning process for everyone.
What the hell were you thinking? Fighting monsters.
What's she saying?
Clanging stupid swords when I specifically told her not to draw attention to herself.
Funny, I wonder how she learned such complete and utter disregard for authority.
That's a good one. You're unbelievable.
You're delusional.
No.
I forgive you.
Let's never do that again.
I also kind of like that they're getting their own private moment.
Oh yes, take me. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Is there a unicorn nearby, by any chance?
I love seeing Ciri and Yaskia together. It makes me happy.
Give me all your money.
Ciri and Uncle Yaskia,
Oh,
best episodes.
come on, My two Warrens?
I think you're pretty alright right now.
I love Uncle Yaskia.
Well, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
That's all part of my hustle. I'm going to mop up.
Well, something bad's gonna happen. They're having a nice time.
Milady. If you go be paradise.
No.
Alive with your true
He's the best uncle. Oh god. I know you're not sure what it was, but she's not quite asleep yet, or she's barely asleep. Wake her up. Just don't investigate, stay in the house. Uncle Yaskia, why do I keep wanting to pronounce the J all of a sudden?
Well, I tried to knock it, it didn't go well.
What are you doing here?
But me. Dijkstra wants me out of his way. Philippa wishes me to draw you out, get information.
What do you want?
Ciri is in the house. Fucking hell.
I'm scared, Yaskia.
Just saying that makes you braver than you know.
I hope this is true from him.
Keep your words on ice.
It's the song he played that touched him.
Playing shit. I did have a...
This is very sweet. I don't trust anybody other than, in this moment, Yaskia. But this is very, very lovely if it is real.
Amir asked you to join his search for Cirilla of Sintra.
The savior of the elves who will lead them to their rightful home. What is she to you?
She is a princess who deserves to be in her rightful home. There is a way to both get what we want.
You chased her out of her rightful home. You quite literally carried her out of her rightful home. You slaughtered her entire family, and when she was trying to flee, you dragged her out yourself, mate.
But it will...
The white flame.
Fuck the white flame.
By order of Sigismund Dijkstra.
This is the spot Ciri saw him die.
Arethusa at first dawn. Reinforcements.
Now, was that reinforcements to protect Arethusa from evil forces, or reinforcements to take it?
Keep talking about a rogue mage, but the enemy is here, Istrid. Among us.
Who uses illusions
Hates me.
and has a history of experimenting on young women.
Struggable is the most obvious person. Is he too obvious?
If we strike first without solid proof, we'll only throw the mages and the northern kingdoms into further suspicion.
I still think it's Vilgefortz.
Then no one will get to her with the spell I put on the cabin. She'll be safe until the morning.
Unless she leaves to go looking for Yaskia.
And I have you. She can't hurt us.
I'm very concerned because the next episode, this one could well have a cliffhanger, but at least then I can watch the next episode. I'm almost 100% sure episode 5 is going to have a cliffhanger. I mean, this man is definitely not someone I trust. I don't know if he's the mage.
And react.
I love that there's so many different people attempting to figure out who it is. I'm stressed. It's that man, I'm sure of it.
Not in the slightest.
No one told me I'd have to dress up.
You look great.
Can you not tolerate a little discomfort?
So everyone knows that a Witcher is traveling with Ciri.
Now that I can tolerate.
Martine. Okay, so there is one episode left, and that is freaking terrifying. This episode was brilliant. One of my favorites of the season. The first one was my favorite, and then possibly this one. Though that isn't to say I haven't enjoyed every episode, and admittedly I've seen 4. So I'm basically saying 2 of them are my favorites, and the other 2 were not quite as good, but they were still very good. I liked it for all of the Geralt and Ciri moments, for him continuing his fathering, his, teaching her, passing on, helping her understand what happened between her and Yennefer and why she reacted the way she did, helping her look inside herself and figure out what she wants to do, what she wants to be a little bit. Now she's still very young, she's still been through a lot. I don't think Ciri has everything figured out now, but I think she's a lot closer than she was at the beginning of all of this. She's able to look and think, maybe I can have magic, and maybe I can use the sword. Maybe my grandmother's way wasn't the right way, but maybe there are bits of it I can use. She's learning so much from both of her parents, and it's lovely. And then watching how proud she was in herself of her witchering and how proud he was of her in her witchering was absolutely lovely. I also adored all of the Uncle Yaskin moments, like just seeing him, because obviously last season it was the one time, I love season 2, I know some people didn't, I did. The one, obviously, given the fact that from the moment Yaskin met Ciri, she was more or less instantly possessed, and then we had a big battle. There wasn't really time for there to be any Uncle Yaskin moments, but I was kind of sad that there wasn't one. Like, even because the only real interaction they had was he said hello and she ignored him, and then he was like father, like daughter or something. So like there wasn't really they didn't really interact. Whereas now in this season we've seen her mocking him mocking her, them laughing together and mocking Geralt and Yennefer. Just that kind of family energy that I absolutely adore. Found family. This is a little one, and I love it. And they're seeing them laugh together was everything. And then seeing him say, look, you're wonderful as you are. You don't need to become anything great to be enough. You are enough. You are wonderful. Like, yes, you are most likely going to grow into something spectacular, but you don't have to keep trying to prove that. Right now, who you are is enough was a really lovely moment. I just adored their scenes as well. And I love the fact that Yennefer and Ciri were able to both say sorry and have a hug and say everything was okay, and just that didn't get drawn out into a whole big thing. It was just solved. Families fight, especially fresh, fairly new families. It's hard to become a parent for the first time. It's hard to be a runaway princess with a magical destiny. I'm not making light of it. I'm just emotional because I love them so freaking much. Now, this conclave, in theory, in practice, is a great idea, and I do support it, and I would, if I was in world, be supporting it. My fear is people like Vilgefortz. We still don't know what that bitch is up to, and it's something. Even if he's not the rogue mage we've been hunting, even if that is Struggable, he's still up to something. Then you also have Struggable, like whichever one of those two isn't the rogue mage, one of them is up to something. They're both up to something, even. You've got the Redanians. Now, I do think that they want to figure out who is working with the fire dude to try and out him. In some ways, if they out the rogue mage, it would become... Imagine if it's Sabrina. If they out the rogue mage, then they will be able to have some kind of leverage. Like, we solved your problem you couldn't solve yourself. We're kind of approaching this conclave with Yennefer and Geralt, who want to try and prove it's Struggable. You've got Istrid and Triss, who have seen a door. Now, who knows which door it is, but they know enough that they want to try and figure it out. And then you've got the Redanian pair, who also think they know who it is. None of them know that the other people know and are working on it. On top of that, we have this conclave that is designed to try and stop Nilfgaard and have a peaceful coming together of all these nations to ally against Nilfgaard and pose an actual threat to try and stop their advancement. And then at the same time, you've got stupid Emir sending Cahir off to Francesca to be like, once we do this, we'll have everything we need. That's stressful. Is he going to attack the conclave? Or is he going to attack the kingdoms while the mages are away? The mages could just portal back, or the portals are being affected. There's just so many strands, and I'm having such a great time because I cannot guess where it's going. Like, in some shows, and it's not necessarily a problem, you can kind of look and be like, well, it has to be that person because of XYZ. But even though the evidence is pointing to Struggable, his thing for experimenting on young women, we know he did that way back when. Being good at illusions, he's an illusionist. Like, he doesn't have hands, does he? But he has fake hands and everything. I still think it's Vilgefortz. Oh my god, Vilgefortz. Sorry, his name, brain fog. And I think the necklace bracelet he gave to Saya is going to be bad. I'm not happy about that. I need to know everything. I'm very concerned right now about Yaskia. Now, obviously, I've sensed between him and the prince for a while, and if I was 100% certain that the prince was a good dude, I would be cheering, I'd be running on the rooftops, I'd be doing laps, screaming, yay! Because Yaskia deserves something good like this in his life. A genuine, I mean, I know he sleeps around a lot and he seems to have his actress, I guess, that he goes back to a lot, but a relationship where they can truly see each other for who they really are and kind of bare their souls to each other, I think he really could do with that. But I don't fully trust this prince. Now, the last few episodes have kind of made us see that he maybe tried to play at the politicking game and tried to play at the intrigue game, but he actually got in over his head and it's all a bit much for him and he doesn't really know what he's doing. That could be true. Maybe he could even become an ally of sorts. I don't know. But I just don't trust him. I don't trust that underneath that slightly gormless exterior at times, there isn't a mind that's moving a million miles. I don't trust him. And I don't like the fact that Yaskia has left Ciri. Now, obviously, if they were to be attacked, Ciri would be of more use than Yaskia. But I think he was good to have there as just someone to... If there's a noise outside, they could together be like, should we investigate that? If, you know, if there are people, you know, if he is outside of the protection, which he is, then maybe they could take hold of him and say, Cirilla, if you don't come out, we will kill him. Like, there are all sorts of scenarios that could happen that would put Ciri in danger. It could even just be Ciri gets it into her head, has a dream vision thing, and it's like, I'm going to go running off by myself, and there's no one with her. And as much as obviously in a fight, Ciri would be the one fighting and Yaskia would be kind of occasionally whacking things and trying his best to help, I still just think, like, it stresses me out that they are both not together anymore for going forward. Obviously, the finale is going to have the Conclave. It's going to have whatever Cahir and Francesca are up to for Emir. Fringilla is just... I forgot to mention Fringilla. Fringilla is just living life. She didn't have any fun when she was younger. I mean, from what we know of her, her uncle is obviously one of the obnoxious mages. So she was born into a kind of fairly well-off, prestigious family. She had presented with mage abilities, went for a mage, was kind of a bit crap at it, went to Nilfgaard, was absolutely abysmally treated and tortured by the usurper, then got saved by the White Flame, devoted everything to him, got a taste for power, tried to do a coup, well, she didn't really, but tried to, like, do her own thing. That failed. She got treated better than the first time, but still pretty terribly. And now she's just getting drunk in a pub and having the best time ever. Now, she has heard about the Aretusa and the Conclave. I wouldn't put it past her showing up. She did say to the drunk dude who died, like, I'd do it differently next time. Now, that could mean she's just gonna be like, none of my business. I'm just gonna be happy, live life. And I guess I support her in that. She did help Nilfgaard do some shit things, but, you know, you do you, Fringilla. But I could also see her rocking up to the Conclave and trying to create some kind of a scene or do something. We will see. Now, I have a feeling Ciri is going to end up making some kind of entrance at the Conclave or ending up going there. Hopefully not. Now, obviously, so this next episode, like I said, it's going to have the Conclave. It's going to have all of them trying to figure out who the rogue mage is. Hopefully, we will find out who the rogue mage is in this episode. Maybe the fire dude is even going to show up. He's like working for somebody that is working with Nilfgaard, but isn't with Nilfgaard. So it's almost like someone that has their own plan. I still think it could be the guy who came through the portal from the prequel, but that could even be Struggable. It was a white dude, so he could even have just aged a bit and now look like Struggable, you know? But I feel like we're gonna get that. We're gonna have the Conclave. We're gonna have there's so many strands that this is like it's a mid-season finale, even though, like, this is episode 5 and there are only 3 left. But I definitely think this is going to have a cliffhanger. I'm freaking stressed. I'll be pleasantly surprised if it doesn't. But I'm stressed for the cliffhanger and then having to wait a month. This has been fantastic so far. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and thank you so much for watching.